Yo, what's going on, guys? Going to be showing you the ultimate assassin master Yi carry build for our items. We're going to be rushing down 𝐒𝐻𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒 because it is currently the strongest pound for pound assassin item in the game, especially as a first item rush. You can get it before anyone else gets their first item. On top of that, it helps you gank, which is fantastic for a first item since by the time you get your first item, it's still going to be during the gank phase of the game. It's not really going to be the team fighting phase, so we won't really be missing out. So we're going to be going for Umbral into Duskblade because you need Duskblade for team fights. After that, we'll be going for Collector into 𝐒𝐻𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋𝐒. Go ahead and get our ward down, pick up an Oracles. Up against the 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒, I need to get this ward out a little bit wider. He could potentially red buff, cheese over wall into my jungle. You don't see that very often on 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 these days, but it still happens, especially in a solo queue style environment. You'll see a lot of cheesy stuff. It happens a lot more against Graves, Kindreds, Trindamirs. They can cheese over pretty consistently. Junglers whose full clears are pretty bad tend to do stuff like that. You don't see 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 do it very often because he has to get his jump to do it, which is a long cooldown. Plus, if he gets his jump level too, his clear becomes really low health and just kind of bad. So for our runes, we took Hell of Blades instead of Lethal Tempo. Since this build, we're not really going to be building any attack speed. We're going to need those really fast 3 autos to pinch kills to get our Q resets and melt the enemy team. So we have Hell Blades on impact with Eyeballs, Relentless, Nimbus, Celerity with attack speed 80 and armor. For your secondary runes, you can honestly take just about anything. Whether it's a Bone Plating, Conditioning, Free Boots, Triumph, Alacrity. You can take really anything secondary runes and get good results. If you are going to take Ignite as your secondary summoner spell, then usually going Nimbus will give you a higher baseline value than anything else, especially in the early mid game. Like I said, you could really take anything secondary tree with this type of build and get pretty good results. Trindamir is running low on HP. We'll get our second point in Q. You don't need Meditate till you're level 4. Even then, you don't need it. It'd be nice to have, though, for turret dives and 2 vs 2s. Staying alive. Auto attack into Q. Pull this into bush. I don't want to have to deal with the 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒. He could potentially cheese his 3 camp invade. This is about the time when he would show up. I'll have to hold on to smite. I would normally pull these together and take them same time by using my smite to pull the Gromp. Like I said, 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 does have that level 3 double buff invade option, so I'll just hold on to my smite and take them one at a time. Play it safe. Trindamir, he's still missing a big chunk of HP. We're up to full HP, still have a refill. He looks like he's pushing in a scuttle. Ooh, this guy's here. He just took it. I don't know where he went. He went somewhere. I guess he didn't go for opposite side scuttle. He didn't do a full clear. 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 can't get there that fast. 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 full clear is slower than Mastery full clear, so he left to camp up. He might have gone back to his Wraps, maybe his Krugs, but we're still going to get a scuttle. Mastery is a massive level 6 power spiker. If you do end up staying on the map, oof. Yeah, we still got it. You're dead, dude. Got him. I need a teammate though. Nice. Looks like Pyke's hook was probably on cooldown from a previous encounter. He missed it, ended up missing his stun. That's kind of crazy that we ended up living there. I'm gonna go ahead and take my Krugs before I reset here. First of all, because I'm already here. Secondly, I would like to get Boots and Serrated on my first back. Serrated is a really nice little power spike going into our 𝐒𝐻𝐿𝐾𝐋𝐒 right there. On top of that, having Boots will help our ganks out quite a bit. I'll go ahead and I actually don't need to waste my smite here. I think I'm fine. You can smite the medium ones if you really need to. It's usually best to use your smite on the big one though. Now we can get a Serrated and normal Boots on our first back, which is pretty sweet. Having Nimbus in that fight against 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋E helped us stay on top of him quite efficiently. Forced out his flash in an awkward way. We ended up sticking to him with our Q. Unfortunate for him. He shouldn't have fought me for that scuttle. 𝐒𝐿𝐾𝐋E's pre-6 1 vs 1 isn't that good. Once he's level 6, his 1 versus 1 is quite amazing because he gets his level up in his Q and then he's difficult to deal with. He just showed top side. I'm staggering my jungle a little bit here. It's not the end of the world because I'm going to be hitting level 6 here, probably off my second red buff anyways. If 𝐒𝐿 wants to fight me, I'm down. He's not going to beat me. Plus I have red buff, so he just straight up loses. I think you realize that I had more items. I also had boots advantage. I also have the champion advantage pre-6. Once 𝐒𝐿 is level 6, with using his invisibility and his empowered Qs, a level 6 𝐒𝐿 should be able to handle a level 6 Master Yi if he plays it properly. At this point, there's absolutely no way, especially with Electrocute. Electrocute, honestly, is one of the worst keystones in the game right now. I don't think it's very good. There's not many champions where it's like their best keystone. Like I think 𝐒𝐿's best keystone, at least if you're going based off of win rate, would be Conqueror. His 1 versus 1s, Bruiser 𝐒𝐿's is gonna be much stronger. The way he's building, he's basically gonna be a worse version of Rengar. We are a more what's the word I'm looking for here? We're a more glass cannon version of Rengar, but we also have a higher carry potential than Rengar. With our Q resets, we can stay in the fight and blow everyone up. Almost like an AP Master Yi from back in the day, just Q spam. That's what this is more similar to. I assume his stuff's on cooldown. I ended up missing an auto attack onto the Kai'Sa. That was really, really unfortunate. If I didn't miss that auto, it might have gone a little bit differently. It's hard to say. Ultimately, they are both pretty healthy. Only reason I took that fight is because gold spent item advantage over Pyke. Plus, he doesn't really have any armor or HP items. So, felt like a good limit test. Hopefully my Ignite was on cooldown, because if I ignited there, I probably had him. I'm really, would really like to think that my Ignite was on cooldown. Zillion lands a good double bomb. I think we should just Dragon here. My R's on cooldown anyway, so we're not really missing out on anything in particular. 𝐒𝐿 is trying to force gank on Malphite. Malphite hits him with the R. Q walks away. The Q speed up's going to get him out of there. 𝐒𝐿 takes 2 turret shots and nearly gets himself killed. I think Pyke backed here. We can meditate a dragon auto just like that. Take half damage, and then we can dodge them in theory, even though I just messed it up. Against Flame Dragon, Earth Dragon, those are pretty easy for you since they attack so slow. Even in these earlier levels, you can generally do it quite comfortably. With your Qs and your W, you end up dodging or mitigating half of its attacks, essentially. So, and if you're fed, if you take it fast enough, you end up dodging the majority of its attacks. The Wind Dragon and Ocean Dragon attack so fast that Mastery is not really that good versus them. The Wind and Ocean Drake. Earth and Fire attack really slow. We can reset for Umbral here. I think we should gank with R, then look for the reset. 𝐒𝐿 is so low, I doubt he invaded my jungle. I think he had to look for a reset. All he had was 2 longswords as well. I doubt invading me was the first thing on his mind. Yep, it's still up. We'll go ahead and take the same time. We'll look for a reset. Ganking Tryndamere isn't very easy to do, especially if he has his R, which I'm assuming he does have. So instead, I'll clear this, then we'll go bot side. I think Malphite has it handled quite comfortably over there too. I shouldn't need to go over there. We'll pick up Umbral and probably start building for playstyle caps. Their team's full AD. They ran an extremely risky comp. When you run a full AD comp, the enemy team is likely to pick things like Malphite, Rammus, Ornn, or Leona. Anything that can comfortably stack armor. It's going to become exponentially more tanky because it doesn't have to build both resistances of armor and magic resist. All it has to do at that point is build only one of them to get max value. 𝐒𝐿 probably should have gone the AP build this game. 𝐒𝐿's Conqueror, kind of like Black Cleaver style 𝐒𝐿 would have been a decent option here. if he was really set on playing 𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋. We'll probably end up getting a dead man's at some point in this build as well, since they are so AD heavy. We can scout these bushes with Umbral. Oh, there's a ward. What do you know? Jin's top side. He's probably getting pretty bummed out, dying to Zoe. He's looking to make some stuff happen. Oh man, it's warded. I should go break these real quick. It's kind of dangerous to be in 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶's jungle, and my bot lane isn't here either. Oh, yep. That's the issue of Yi to 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶. Once 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 is 6 and up, he even had less items than me there. He ended up soloing me with his invisibility. We definitely could have played it a little better, and he did get the drop on us, but still, that's just kind of the nature of the matchup. You beat him pre-6, but once he's 6, he can give you issues. With that being said, after plated now, I think I should be fine. Just realized their team's actually winning. They have twice as many kills as our team has. Huh. We can turn that around pretty quick with one good R. Jin here. My R's on a cooldown, so I'm not going to go over there. I'll take red buff first. Looking at bot, Kai'Sa tier 1 boots. Pyke tier 2s, Jin's tier 2 boots. These guys got really early boots. Doesn't seem to be any wards here now. Oh, yeah, this is... Ret's my auto attack. Q to dodge the turret shots. Use my Q to get out of the turret aggro. We see where 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 is. We could have also used meditate in there as an auto attack resetter and turret shot mitigator. I didn't really see a point though, since I knew we had the damage output and the space to kill him, as long as 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 didn't show up, so I was just holding on to it. Malphite's in a precarious situation. He's definitely gonna... Ooh, actually... Alright, not bad. I didn't realize 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 was that low on health. 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 still isn't full item, because I don't think he's going for the one we went for. He didn't go for Umbral. So, we are... we hit that power spike way before him. We were full item. Whenever you go Umbral Rush on jungle, you can generally hit an 8-minute mark consistently, even if you're not fed. You've just farmed, maybe have a kill. You can usually hit Umbral 8-minute, which is well before everyone else gets full item, generally speaking. 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶 is going to jump right onto me here. I'll let him walk into me for his Gromp. He may go Gromp. Ooh, his blue buff's up too. We have Umbral, so we know that this isn't warded. The only way he'll see me is if he hugs wall, pops oracles while he's out of vision. That could be an issue, but doubt he'll do it. If he jumps over that wall, ooh, yep. Oh, and he put his jump on cooldown. Auto attack into Q reset. Goodbye, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶. That's really unfortunate for him. Their bot lane's backing up, probably because 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶's pinging, so I'll go ahead and just take the Gromp. Ooh, Pyke goes back in. Right when I decide I'm not going down there. Alright. Zoe's got the pinch on them. Ooh, she ended up missing it. If this isn't warded, I might actually be able to do something. Wow, well played from the Zoe. It's kind of insane. The champion's so cracked. Her late game is objectively kind of bad. Her early mid game's ridiculous. She has so much point and click non-skill shot damage, which is super counterintuitive because whenever you see her doing the majority of her damage, it's with skill shots, but she has enough point and click damage to kill you without skill shots if you're squishy. I've seen it and it's happened to me many a times, even prior to her achieving Lich Bane, which I understand. Gives a decent chunk of damage. After every spell cast on like a 1.5 second cooldown, even prior to Lich Bane, with her auto attacks, and every time she uses a summoner spell, she gets faster, and she hits you with this magic missile stuff. It's really annoying. Go ahead, sell our control word. I think we already have one on the map right now anyways. It's over there. I'd rather have a longsword than an extra control word. A little bit of extra damage. 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐶's forcing a gank mid. He's still not full item because he ended up going for tier 2 boots. I think that's a mistake. First completed item is such an important power spike for carry style junglers because it's what allows you to solo laners and allows you to solo the enemy jungler. I think that's a massive oversight on his part, going for the tier 2s prior. This guy's actually really strong. I don't really want to fight him. I've already gotten double dragons for my team. I'm not too keen on trying to force a bad 1v1. You're dead now, dude. He must have flash. Oh, well played by 𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋. I think he ended up burning his flash. We still got 2 of them plus 𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋's R and flash, I believe. So still a solid transaction from our part. We need that dust blade now for the invisibility. Super strong. Does the damage reset on it as well? Attacking champion deals an additional base damage plus 30% of your bonus AD. Only 25% for range. There's really no range champions that build dust blade except for maybe Ezreal. Dealt by a melee champion, this attack also slows the target by 99%. When a champion that you have damaged with the last 3 seconds dies, the cooldown is refreshed. Nice. So yeah, the cooldown does become refreshed on it. So that's part of the extra bonus there. Is it's not only that you go invisible and you're difficult to kill, we also get our Q resets because of our R and E resets. It's also that you get that sweet extra bonus damage and slow. Helps you stay on top of them. I thought that might be the case. It wasn't 100%. But now we are. So we're sitting on 2 full item, even more than Tryndamere. He has a lot more CS than us too. Champions like Tryndamere or Hourglass champions countermaster you really hard. If they have too many Hourglass champs or too many like Echo Tryndameres, you might consider dodging. It becomes really frustrating to play against when you go in and everyone Hourglasses. I wish I could go in here. I guess so. We got the I'm gonna have to Q just to close distance here. Goodbye 𝐒𝐂𝐈𝐀𝐋. It really is just 1 kill on mastery and then it's over. And in a fight, multi-fight type situation, those Q resets are freaking brutal. I do think this build is a lot riskier, especially right now in the current meta with the current balancing of the game. Going for lethality mastery is a lot more risky than playing Shredder Yi. No matter what the enemies build, if you're on Shredder Yi, you can shred them. Doesn't matter if they're tank or squishy. Now, depending on what they built, depending on what they are, if you go lethality Yi, you can have a lot of trouble shredding them. So, something to think about. Playing lethality Yi is more situational. And it's usually done more for pleasure at this point since it is a lower win rate style build. With that being said, the meta can always switch. Sometimes they buff items, buff champs, nerf champs, things of that nature. So you never know. I really shouldn't be taking those last hits. They really shouldn't try to chase Zoe here. That's not going to turn out well for them. Chasing a Zoe is so freaking dangerous. I think he saw me with his oracles. It's the only reason I can think of why he wouldn't approach bush. Hey Kaisa. Got the resets. Q's ready to use. Goodbye Jin. Auto attack into Q reset. I probably Q'd a little early there. He was still within auto attack range and he hadn't actually pinched off an attack for me to dodge yet, so that Q was a little early on my part. This is the... Ooh, is there something here? Nice. This will be our 3rd dragon. We're on the path to Soul. Really good win con for Master Yi. And that is it. They surrendered. Very fun game. I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll take a look at the graphs. Looking at damaged ultimate champions, we were not in fact the highest in the game, but we were higher than anyone on the enemy's team. I'm okay with that for damage taken. We were the highest on our team, not the highest in the game. For our runes, we got pretty good value out of everything we took. Once again, Lethality Mastery is not as consistent as Shredder Yi. However, you can carry harder on it, especially in the early and mid game, as long as you get the ball rolling. If you guys enjoyed this Master Yi Lethality Assassin commentary guide, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is 𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐒. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.